Venda stepped into the neon labyrinth of the digital world of Sprunki. Her snow-white fur shimmered under the crimson lights, casting long shadows on the polished platform. This world had a life of its own. Pixels trembled, walls distorted, music grew louder, foreshadowing something great. "Something's wrong again," Venda muttered, running her claws over the transparent interface panel. Lines of code flickered as if something had interfered with the system. A familiar metallic voice sounded behind her. "You feel it too." She turned and met Gray's empty, hypnotic gaze. He stood with his arms crossed, his dark brows slightly furrowed. "Someone is breaking the game structure," he continued. "New fragments are appearing out of nowhere. You know what that means." Venda narrowed her eyes. In this world of illusions and hidden threats, anomalies always led to chaos. She nodded, flicked her tail, inviting Gray to follow her. They moved through shifting corridors, approaching the system's core. As they progressed, the game seemed to come alive. The platform beneath their paws changed texture, walls moved, revealing new paths. But ahead of them awaited something entirely different. Right before the entrance to the central sector, a distorted figure flickered, woven from pixelated scraps and crimson threads of code, as if trying to break into their reality. "If this thing enters the system, Sprunki's entire structure will collapse." Gray clenched his fists. "We have to stop it, or figure out what it wants." Venda smirked and, without waiting for an answer, stepped forward. She knew the adventure was just beginning. Gray froze for a second, watching her. Her courage had always impressed him, but now he felt something more alight. Almost imperceptible warmth ran through his digital code. He stepped forward, and as their paws touched the same platform, the world seemed to hold its breath. Venda noticed his gaze, paused for a moment, then simply smiled. "What, scared?" she teased. "Not for myself," Gray replied quietly, but she heard. Something stirred in her chest. Maybe this glitched-out world of Sprunki held not just dangers, but something precious. Something she had never considered before. Their journey was not easy. They fought off bugs, dodged corrupted algorithms, trying to understand what was happening to the game. With each challenge overcome, Venda felt herself growing closer to Gray, and he to her. But the anomaly was smarter than they thought. When they reached its core, the digital structure ruptured, and the world around them began to collapse. Gray lunged forward, trying to stabilize the code, but a pixel storm threw him back. "Venda, get out of here!" he shouted. "Without you? Never." Her claws dug deep into the platform. She lunged toward him, dodging the crumbling fragments of the world. Gray tried to stand, but the corrupted data clung to him, pulling him down. Venda leapt forward, grabbed his paw. Their eyes met. Time stopped. She could feel his digital code losing stability, his body becoming more and more transparent. He was fading before her eyes. "No," she whispered, gripping his paw tighter. "I won't let you go." Gray smiled, softly, almost gently. "You have to." But instead of words, he leaned in, and she didn't hesitate. Their lips met in a kiss deep, desperate, filled with everything they never had the chance to say to each other. The world was collapsing, their bodies dissolving into streams of data. But in that moment, nothing else mattered. Only him, only her, only their moment, sealed within a crumbling digital world. Suddenly, a powerful surge of energy tore them apart, and Gray disappeared into the flow of code, vanishing into oblivion. Venda fell to her knees, staring into the space where he had just been. The world around her went still, becoming eerily quiet. Only her heart, both digital and alive, pounded in her chest. And then she understood she had lost him. For the first time in her existence, tears streamed down her cheeks. And in that moment, Sprunki felt terrifyingly empty. But he was not gone. A faint glitch shimmered in the air, and amidst the wreckage of the collapsed world, a faint, flickering silhouette began to take shape. Venda's ears twitched as she turned, hope flaring in her chest. "Gray!" She sprinted forward, her paws barely touching the unstable ground. His form was weak, barely holding together, but he was there lying among broken pixels, his fur streaked with data fractures, his breath uneven. She fell to her knees beside him, her claws trembling as she reached out, touching his face. "You're alive. You idiot, you're alive." Gray coughed, his body flickering between stability and dissolution. I tried to hold on," he rasped. "I didn't want to leave you." Tears welled in Venda's eyes again, but this time, they carried something different: relief, desperation, longing. She pressed her forehead against his, her warm breath fanning over his face. "I won't let you go again," she whispered. Grace's fingers twitched, lifting weakly to touch her cheek. "Venda." She didn't wait. She crashed her lips against his, pouring every ounce of fear, relief, and love into the kiss. It was urgent, raw, filled with the need to remind them both that they were still here, still together. He responded, his weak arms pulling her closer despite the pain, despite the fractures running through his very being. She felt his heartbeat erratic but steady. He was still fading, still breaking apart, but she refused to let him disappear. Her hands moved down, tracing the scars left by the corrupted data, as if willing them to heal. And in that moment, as their bodies pressed together, something in the world of Sprunki shifted. A new code formed, repairing what was broken. For the first time in a long time, hope surged within Venda. He was hers, and she would fight to keep him.